Good, welcome ladies and gentlemen. Today we're talking a little bit about kind of if then else and the replacement of a combined if then else function. You all know that the if then else function is if this is the case then do this, otherwise do that. That means if we want to do it here, we can start with our if function, and we have the three parts. We have the logical test, which is true or false, and in the case of true, the if part will be handled, and if the case the logical test is false, the value will be handled down here. So the problem is that if we want to calculate the bonus here out of the profit before the bonus, it is dependent on the employee number, and that means not if it is one then do this bonus, and if not one then do the other bonus, but we would have the need of doing 7 to 8 if then else functions within if then else functions. That's something that's possible but not very funny, so we try to prevent those combined functions as good as possible. And whenever you have the need of doing a combined if then else function, think about the Vlookup function, because the Vlookup function does exactly that. It looks up a value in a matrix. In the matrix, it always looks up the value in the first column. So if this matrix is built up differently, you have to re-prepare the column, and it looks up the value in the first column and then hands over information from the second, third, fourth, fifth column, depending on how large the matrix is. I want to show it to you here. So the profit before bonus is nothing else than selling price minus buying price. We have the profit after the bonus, which is the profit before minus the bonus. And then we're doing the bonus, which is profit before bonus multiply with. And then we have the Vlookup function. And for the Vlookup function, we have different parameters. So the first one is the looked up value. That means in our part, it's the employee number. In 99.999% of the cases, this is a single cell. We have a table array, which consists of at least 2 columns and several rows. And we have a column index number. That means if we have found a match of the looked up value in the first column of the table array, which column to hand over, which is the second column here, because we want to hand over the percentages. And the range look here, we want to check for exact matches. And with the true, the closest match is to be found. So I will show the option true later on, because that might be a little bit of a tricky one. That means now if we have our parameters like this, the function would work, but I'm a big fan of putting those informations outside, because then if we need to change anything, we don't need to change the formula anymore, because the formula basically, in my opinion, only consists of cell references and no text and no other additional fixed numbers inside. So this would work, but the problem is if we copy and paste the formula, those cell references won't work. As we talked about those dollar signs already, we need to think about which one to fix. And honestly, in 99% of the cases, the matrix is to be fixed. And here, the column index of 2 and the range lookup means the false here also needs to be fixed. The A3 is the one that is not allowed to be fixed, because that should change for every row, of course. And if we have done it, and now we have our part, we can copy it downward, and by copying it downward, we know that now we can check out with formula auditing, is everything checking for the right paths here. So that is what we wanted to do, and that is what Excel is quite good at, without having 8 if then else within if then else within if then else. This is the Vlookup function that we can use. Another thing that I want to show you is, of course, the use that might be more interesting for our university professors, because if we have the different students, and this one has 71%, this one has 85%, this one has 95%, this one has 60%, this one has 59%, and this one has 10%. Of course, we could write down the grades down here, but due to the fact that